God says, listen gently and without hurry, because this message is not meant to rush you or pressure you. It is meant to calm your spirit and realign your heart. Right now, many thoughts may be moving inside you at once, questions about timing, outcomes, and whether you are walking the right path. Heaven sees this inner noise, and God speaks clearly into it, not with fear, not with urgency, but with wisdom and reassurance. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are learning how to walk with awareness instead of anxiety. God says that gratitude is not something you practice only when everything is perfect. Gratitude is a doorway that opens even while things are still unfolding. When you pause to notice what has already been sustained in your life, your breath, your strength, your ability to keep going, your heart becomes steadier. Gratitude anchors you. It keeps you from being pulled apart by impatience or comparison. Right now, Heaven is asking you to notice the quiet support around you that you may have overlooked. There is a reason you are being reminded to take wise steps instead of rushed ones. God is not asking you to freeze or to wait endlessly. He is asking you to move forward with intention. Every small decision made with clarity creates stability. Every thoughtful action taken with integrity becomes a foundation. You do not need dramatic moves to create change. You need consistent, grounded choices that honor both your present reality and your future hope. God says patience is not passive. Patience is active trust. It is choosing to remain steady even when results are not immediate. It is choosing not to panic when answers take time. Right now, your patience is shaping your character more than you realize. What you are becoming matters just as much as what you are receiving. Heaven is shaping your inner strength so that when blessings arrive, they remain sustainable and peaceful instead of overwhelming. Trust is being rebuilt within you, slowly and quietly. You may not feel fully confident yet, but that does not mean trust is absent. Trust grows when you continue forward despite uncertainty. God sees the effort you are making to think differently, to respond more calmly, to avoid repeating old patterns. These changes may feel small to you, but they are deeply significant in the spiritual realm. Growth is happening beneath the surface. Positive action does not mean forcing optimism or denying challenges. It means choosing responses that move you closer to balance. It means speaking kindly to yourself when mistakes happen. It means adjusting your path without condemning yourself. God is guiding you toward actions that bring peace instead of exhaustion, clarity instead of confusion, progress instead of pressure. You are being taught how to work with life rather than fight against it. God says blessings do not always arrive loudly. Often, they grow quietly when your mindset shifts. As you choose patience over frustration, trust over fear, and thoughtful action over impulsive reaction, doors begin to open naturally. You may not see every change immediately, but alignment is already taking place. Your path is becoming clearer. Your energy is becoming steadier. Your heart is becoming lighter. Right now, Heaven is encouraging you to slow your inner pace even if your outer life continues moving. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You only need to stay present and honest with yourself. The next right step will reveal itself when you are calm enough to notice it. God is not withholding guidance. He is teaching you how to listen more deeply. This season is about learning to trust the process without losing yourself in it. You are not being tested to see if you will fail. You are being prepared to see how capable you already are. Each moment of gratitude strengthens you. Each wise step steadies you. Each patient decision builds something lasting. Heaven is working with you, not against you. God says remain gentle with your journey. What is growing now will support you for a long time, God says. Now that your heart has slowed down enough to listen, I want you to understand something deeper about where you are standing in life right now. Many people think blessings arrive only when everything is perfect, but heaven works differently. Blessings often begin forming while you are still learning, still healing, still adjusting. You are not required to be flawless to be favored. You are required to be honest, aware, and willing to grow. There have been moments when you questioned whether your effort was worth it, whether staying calm instead of reacting strongly was making any difference. God says it was. Every time you chose restraint instead of impulse, wisdom instead of emotion, patience instead of frustration, something within you strengthened. These internal shifts may not receive applause, but they carry lasting power. They prepare you for stability rather than temporary success. Gratitude is shaping your vision in ways you cannot yet measure. When you pause to appreciate what remains steady in your life, your breath, your resilience, your ability to reflect, your capacity to care, you begin seeing life with clearer eyes. This clarity protects you from rushing into situations that would drain you later. God is teaching you discernment, not by removing challenges, but by helping you recognize what truly deserves your energy. Wise steps require listening not only to opportunity, but also to timing. God says just because something is available does not mean it is aligned. Just because someone offers a path does not mean it is yours to take. You are learning to feel peace before commitment, not pressure. That awareness is a gift. It will save you from regret and guide you toward outcomes that feel grounded, rather than forced. Patience is stretching your understanding of time. You may feel ready, but heaven sees what still needs strengthening. This is not a denial, it is preparation. God is not delaying your growth. He is refining it. The calm you are developing now will become your anchor later, especially when responsibilities increase and decisions carry greater weight. What you are learning now will protect you in seasons of abundance. Trust does not mean you will never feel uncertain again. It means you will no longer let uncertainty control you. God sees how you are learning to move forward even when answers are incomplete. That courage matters. You are becoming someone who can walk steadily without constant reassurance. This inner confidence is quiet, but it is powerful. It allows you to remain centered even when circumstances shift. Positive action does not demand perfection. It asks for sincerity. Each time you choose honesty over appearance, effort over excuses, and reflection over reaction, you are building a life that feels authentic. God values progress that lasts, not performance that impresses. You are being guided toward a rhythm that supports your peace, not one that exhausts your spirit. There is a reason your life is asking you to slow down internally while continuing externally. God is aligning your thoughts with your direction. When your mind and actions move together, confusion fades. You begin recognizing which paths feel light and which ones feel heavy. This awareness is not accidental. It is the result of growth you have earned through self-reflection and endurance. God says blessings grow when the foundation is stable. Right now, your foundation is strengthening. Gratitude is stabilizing your emotions. Patience is deepening your character. Trust is reshaping your perspective. Wise action is refining your choices. These elements together create a life that can hold what is coming without collapsing under pressure. You are not late. You are not lost. You are becoming aligned. Every calm choice you make today is opening room for peace tomorrow. Heaven is working quietly with you, and the changes forming now will soon become visible in ways that feel natural and reassuring rather than overwhelming. God says continue gently. What you are building now will support you longer than you realize. God says, there is a deeper reason you are being guided to slow your thoughts while continuing your actions. Many people move fast on the outside but remain unsettled within, and that inner unrest eventually shows up as confusion, exhaustion, or regret. You are being shaped differently. You are learning how to move forward without abandoning your inner peace. This balance is rare, and it is valuable. It prepares you for a life that feels steady even when circumstances change. You may not realize it yet, but the way you are responding to situations now is very different from before. You are no longer reacting only from emotion. You are pausing. You are observing. You are choosing. God says this shift matters more than you think. When you respond with awareness instead of impulse, you protect your future from unnecessary damage. This is not weakness. This is maturity forming quietly. There were seasons when you felt the urge to rush, to prove, to secure results quickly because uncertainty made you uncomfortable. God says you are outgrowing that phase. You are learning that not every unanswered question needs an immediate solution. Some answers reveal themselves only when the mind is calm enough to receive them. That calm is developing within you now. Gratitude is teaching you to recognize stability instead of focusing only on lack. When you acknowledge what is already holding you together, your strength multiplies. You begin seeing that even in incomplete situations, you have been supported. This awareness shifts your energy. It attracts clarity rather than chaos. God says this is why your perspective has been changing lately. Wise steps often feel slower, but they carry less regret. You are being guided away from decisions that look attractive but feel draining. God says your spirit recognizes when something is misaligned, even if your mind tries to justify it. Learning to trust that inner signal is part of your growth. It will keep you grounded as new opportunities appear. Patience is not asking you to wait endlessly. It is teaching you how to prepare while you wait. Every moment of reflection you invest now is strengthening your ability to hold responsibility later. God is not interested in giving you something you are not ready to sustain. That is why the preparation matters more than the timing. Trust is reshaping the way you see control. You are learning that you do not need to manage everything to feel secure. Some things unfold naturally when you stop forcing outcomes. God says your role is not to carry every burden, but to carry yourself with integrity while life unfolds. This understanding is freeing you internally. Positive action means choosing what aligns with your peace, even when distraction is loud. You are learning to say no without guilt and yes without fear. These choices may seem small now, but they accumulate. Over time, they shape a life that feels intentional rather than reactive. God says your current season is about alignment, not acceleration. When alignment is complete, movement becomes effortless. You will not need to push doors open. They will open naturally. What you are building inside yourself now will determine how smoothly those transitions happen. You may notice that some connections feel different lately. Some conversations feel lighter, others feel unnecessary. This is not coincidence. As your awareness grows, your tolerance for misalignment decreases. God says this is protection, not loss. What does not support your peace is slowly moving out of your path. Your calm is becoming your strength. Your clarity is becoming your compass. You are not being rushed because what is coming requires stability, not speed. Heaven is patient with you because heaven sees your potential clearly. God says continue choosing wisely, even when no one is watching. The life you are building is not for display. It is for longevity. What grows slowly, grows strong, God says. Now you are entering the phase where understanding becomes lived experience. Earlier, you heard guidance. Then you reflected on it. Now, you are beginning to embody it. This is where true transformation happens. When wisdom stops being something you listen to and starts becoming something you live, your entire inner world begins to stabilize. You may not feel dramatic changes, but you will notice a quiet strength forming within you, one that does not depend on validation or reassurance. There is a reason peace feels more important to you now than excitement. God says excitement fades quickly, but peace sustains you when circumstances test your patience. You are learning to value inner steadiness over external noise. This shift is not accidental. It is preparing you for responsibilities that require clarity, consistency, and emotional maturity. What is coming into your life will need someone who can remain grounded even when things are uncertain. Gratitude is teaching you to anchor yourself in the present moment. When you stop constantly reaching for what is missing and begin honoring what is already supporting you, your nervous system relaxes. Your thoughts slow down. Your decisions improve. God says this inner calm allows wisdom to surface naturally, without force. You begin seeing solutions where earlier you saw only pressure. Wise steps are becoming intuitive to you now. You are no longer chasing everything that looks promising. You are choosing what feels aligned. This discernment is a gift. Many people confuse movement with progress, but you are learning the difference. Progress happens when your actions support your long-term well-being, not just immediate relief. God says this understanding will protect you from repeating old cycles. Patience is strengthening your resilience. You are no longer collapsing under delay. Instead, you are learning how to remain stable while waiting. This ability is powerful. It means your sense of worth is no longer tied to instant outcomes. God says when patience becomes internal, delays stop feeling like punishment and start feeling like preparation. Trust is reshaping your relationship with uncertainty. You are realizing that not knowing everything does not mean something is wrong. Sometimes, it simply means the story is still unfolding. God says your role is not to rush the ending, but to stay present during the process. This mindset allows life to meet you with opportunities at the right time, without resistance. Positive action now feels purposeful instead of forced. You are acting from clarity, not anxiety. When you move with intention, your energy becomes steady. People around you may feel this change, even if they cannot explain it. God says this calm confidence will attract situations that respect your boundaries and honor your effort. There may be moments when you reflect on how much you have changed. You might notice that things that once disturbed you no longer hold the same power. This is growth. Not everything deserves your emotional investment anymore. God says discernment is not withdrawal, it is self-respect forming quietly. Your journey is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to who you were meant to be before pressure, fear, and overthinking shaped your choices. As you reconnect with this version of yourself, life begins to feel less heavy. You are no longer carrying unnecessary weight. God says remain consistent in small things. The habits you build now, the thoughts you choose daily, the way you respond to challenges, these are shaping your future more than any single event. Nothing you are doing with awareness is wasted. Even the pauses have purpose. There is no rush because what is aligning with you is meant to last. Temporary excitement fades, but stability creates a foundation for lasting joy. God is not just guiding you toward blessings, He is guiding you toward the capacity to hold them without losing yourself. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. Stay intentional. You are not behind. You are exactly where growth happens.